Hello Year 10, just to go through a slight change of plan. With the American West, you will be doing an open book assessment, but we're now going to do that the week beginning the 8th of March. So this week, we're going to look at question technique, how you approach each question, and next week, we're actually going to issue the test, and you'll have it way before the test week, the assessment week in school, and you'll be able to bring your plans into school and use them to write up the questions during the assessment. So we're giving you every opportunity to do really well in this test. Okay, on to the next slide. Okay, this lesson we're going to focus on the importance question, and we're going to look at question technique. So remember, this question will always ask you to explain the importance of something. So in this example, we've got explain the importance of the hunting of the buffalo to the way of life of the Plains Indians. In effect, the examiner is asking you to explain how did the hunting of the buffalo have an effect on the way of life of the Plains Indians? Or in other words, why was the hunting of the buffalo so important to the Plains Indians? And again, to be successful in this question, you've got to give an explanation that's coherent and logically structured, and there's got to be lots of accurate and relevant information in your explanation, and you've got to show good knowledge of the period and the features of the period. So what I'd like you to do is just put the heading importance question technique, and then just put our question here, explain the importance of the hunting of the buffalo to the way of life of the Plains Indians. Now, we've got a perfect model answer to this question. This would get 8 out of 8 because it does a number of things. So first of all, the candidate has done some clear planning and some clear thinking before they've started to write. So they've thought about 2 ways that the buffalo was important to the way of life of the Plains Indians. They've thought about survival and they've thought about the culture. So if you look at the first paragraph where they address why the buffalo is important to the survival of the Plains Indians, they begin it with a clear point, that's in red. The buffalo was important to the Plains Indians' way of life because it allowed them to survive in the great American desert. Then they've put lots of evidence and clear explanation as to how the buffalo enabled the Plains Indians to have food, fuel, and shelter on the Great Plains. The second paragraph, they've explored why the buffalo was also really important for their culture. So again, with clear evidence and lots of detailed evidence and explanation, they've talked about how the buffalo was important to their culture and their religion. And each paragraph does end with a clear link back to the question term. So what I need you to do now is, I don't want you to copy this out, obviously, but underneath your question, I just need you to create a little bullet point plan of the detail you would put in your paragraph about survival, and then a quick bullet point plan about the details you would put in your answer for culture. So you're not writing out in full, you're just bullet pointing the key information that you would use to construct this answer. So if you pause the pre-recorded lesson here, it will enable you to read off the screen and get that done. Okay, now for your second task. And again, you're going to use the revision guide and you're going to create a plan for the following question. So the question is, explain the importance of religion to the Plains Indians' way of life. And your plan should cover at least 2 reasons why religion was important, and your notes should be in bullet points and they should be detailed. And you need to use page 8 of your revision guide to do this. So again, we modeled the approach on the last slide. You just need to do your research and create a plan, a bullet point plan for this question that you could tie together to explain to the examiner why religion was so important to their way of life.